Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to AELL Unpacked, your inside look at leadership in ECE. We are so glad that you were joining us today, and I apologize for the few minutes of delay. There's sometimes technical issues, but we are all good to go now. Just letting everyone get settled in. Okay. My name is Ariam Andam, and I am the Director of Operations for the association. So, on behalf of the Association for Early Learning Leaders, we would like to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with us today. Whether you were already part of our ALL community or just learning about us for the first time, we are excited to share who we are, what we do, and how we're supporting early learning leaders across the country. Before we get started, I just have a few housekeeping reminders. Our webinar is currently being recorded so that others who aren't able to join us live can watch the session later. Throughout the webinar, we encourage you to participate, and I see that some of our friends have started introducing themselves in the chat, which is great. We encourage you to introduce yourself. You can share your thoughts and any questions as we go. We'll have a few interactive polls and questions throughout our time together today, and we'll have time at the end for any additional questions or discussion. Today's session is designed to give you an inside look at AELL, so we'll share our mission and purpose, explore the programs and professional development opportunities we offer, including our conferences, lead events, Wednesday webinars, membership, accreditation, and introduce you to our initiatives like our Words Matter campaign and our Circle of Impact. And most importantly, we want you to be part of this conversation. So you'll be able to hear directly from members about their experiences and leave with a better understanding of how ALL is strengthening leaders and advancing the early childhood education profession. So we are so thankful to have all of you here with us today. We also have a special partner. One of our vendor members, Books by the Bushel, is offering a special giveaway for those who participate in our session today. Books by the Bushel is committed to making quality children's books accessible for early learning programs. They have a wide selection of titles and literacy-focused resources, and they help educators create spaces where children can explore, learn, and grow. So for those of you who have registered and participate in today's session, you'll be entered to win a $50 shopping spree from Books by the Bushel. So we are very excited to have them partner with our webinar today. I will now introduce and welcome our Executive Director, Lori Buxton, to share a little bit more about who we are and our goals and purpose of the association.
Howdy and hello and welcome. It really is my joy every time I get to hang out with all the people that I love and respect, who inspire me to keep doing what I'm doing and inspire the association to keep doing what we're doing. It really is my pleasure and my privilege to serve in this capacity for the association. I found this wonderful group of people 25, a little better than 25 years ago when I was a brand new director trying to figure it all out, understand what I'd agreed to and how I was going to make all of this work. And I was trying really fast to read all of the great words that you guys populated when Jessica asked about what's that one word that you associate with leadership. And I see some really great ones. Intentional. I see open-minded, patient. I wrote down joyful, listening, communication, flexible, connected, consistent, multitasking, busy, and a bazillion other words. And I have to tell you that that is us. That is us in a nutshell, in a big, giant nutshell. And I was giving some thought to what I wanted to say to you guys. I mean, I can go through nuts and bolts, and I will a little bit, but I have to tell you what I think what I want to share is what I can't communicate or we can't communicate through pictures and emails and the things that even through our website. It's this experience of being with people who understand you. That word listening really jumped out at me because you're heard here, you're seen, you're cared for. And I think that the association 43 years ago came together because there were some leaders in a community that felt like they were doing this alone and they didn't want to do that anymore. They understood that this isn't a solo sport and they needed each other to hold each other up, to cry with, to laugh with, to commiserate with, and all the things. And it happened over a very organic conversation where people who needed each other connected, moved past competition and agendas to just be together and make something magic happen. And that's what happened with this association. 43 years later, we're still doing all of those things. Yes, we have events that are going to fill your education buckets, your skill buckets, your information and knowledge buckets. But I think that the bucket that we feel the most and the best is our need to be connected, to be in community, so that we're not walking this alone, so that we have access to new ideas and information, so that we can brainstorm and share the stories that are so powerful in our world. Some of them are the smallest, simplest stories that
Yes, so
lead us
many.
to the greatest breakthrough. And that's what the association is all about. We have a national accreditation body that Aaron is going to talk about in a little bit that supports quality and excellence in early education. And I don't know about you, but I suspect that, like me, you want these children to have the very best starts in learning and in life. And that's what we support, that's what we promote, and that's what we try to make available to you every single day. I'm blessed to work with a wonderful team, both volunteer and on our AELL team and as staff, and we really work tirelessly and in concert together to bring the best and the most recent to you so that you have everything you need to be successful, supported, encouraged, confident, and competent. And so I encourage you to take hold of the mantle that was built by so many leaders before us, the ones that, gutted it out and found ways forward when it seemed like the wall was too high or too wide. Those of us that survived the very interesting journey of COVID, did it by blood, sweat, and tears. And that's what this association is for. It has outlasted so many of the things that life has thrown at it because we're committed to each other, and we're committed to our journey as early educators. We know that this is important work. We know that it matters, and that we were chosen for a day such as this. You are in your leadership role today because you have something important to bring to the school that you work in, to the children that you serve, to the teams that you lead. And so as an association, we are here to wrap our hearts and our arms around you through events, through things like this, when we can just gather together on an afternoon and learn more and grow together. And so I invite you to take a deeper dive. If you're new to the Association for Early Learning Leaders, go visit the website, connect with somebody that's on this call or on this webinar today and say, hey, I'd like to know more. Reach out to me, to Ariam, to Jessica, to Brittany, to Aaron, to anyone on our team who can share more, that can tell you the story about why it matters to belong to something like this for your career longevity and for the level of quality and excellence with which you lead. So I could say a million things, but this is my bottom line encouragement to you is connect, lean in, and belong. This association can get you where you want to go, and not with your, worn out and crawling across, but with your hair on fire and inspired to do your very best work for early education. So Ariam, if there's specific things you want me to say, I'm happy to do that and point and direct. But my heart today is just to let you know that we are here for you morning, noon, and night. Lean in, and we've got you.
Thank you, Lori. We had a poll going on, and it looks
Ooh.
like there are 43% of our audience that has attended an ALL event before. So let's unpack our events and talk about what we have going on. I know some of you have attended our, I'm trying to share the results. Okay. There are several people that I recognize in the audience that attended our 2026 conference, our 42nd annual national conference, and we were in Reno, Nevada, and had a wonderful time. And now we are looking ahead and planning to 2027, where we will be in Nashville, Tennessee from April 7th through 10th. We have lots of exciting things to come. If you've not attended our annual national conference before, this is a great conference that is specific to early education leaders. There's tons of sessions. We'll have over 35 sessions of great content from national ranked speakers. I also want to share a special announcement. Our opening keynote will be Mallory Mbalia from Fred Rogers Productions. So I don't know if you guys know about Mr. Rogers, but we are super excited to partner with them, and that'll be a great kickoff into our annual national conference. We do have early bird registration open for our conference as well. So as you are planning and solidifying your professional development calendar, this is a conference that you do not want to miss. We have some other events that are coming up as soon as next month. And so I'm going to invite our board vice president and professional development chair, Brittany Luther, to share a little bit more what we have coming up.
Hey everyone. I'm super excited about this one because I get to walk you through some of what's coming up on the AELL calendar. So we've got four things that I want to cover, and honestly, there's something here no matter where you are in your leadership journey. Whether you're running the business side of the center, leading a team, or you're an executive looking for space to think bigger, we have built something for you. So the first up is our business symposium happening September 25th and 26th in Pompano Beach, Florida. This one is close to my heart because it's built specifically for owners, executives, and organizational leaders and directors who want to strengthen the business side of early childhood education. So here's the thing about our field. We spend so much time thinking about curriculum, ratios, and classroom quality, and rightfully so. But running a center or an organization is also a business. You've got budgets, staffing challenges, growth decisions, and margins to manage. The Business Symposium is where we slow down and we focus exactly on that. So this isn't a general conference session squeezed into an hour. It's a full event built around the real practical challenges you're facing as a business owner or leader in this space. If you've ever felt like you had to figure out the business side on your own because no one was really talking about it in early childhood education circles, this event is for you. The next event that we want to talk about is our Lead Regional Training, and specifically upcoming Lead Houston event happening February 19th and 20th. So we know not everyone can travel to a big national conference every year. Sometimes you just need great professional development that's closer to home. That's exactly what Lead Regional Trainings are for. These regional trainings give you high quality training without the travel and expense of a bigger trip. But it's more than convenience because these events are smaller. You get a much more intimate setting to actually connect with peers in your area. You're not the one face in a crowd of hundreds of people. You're sitting with leaders who might be dealing with the exact same local challenges that you are. So if you're in or near Houston or just want to travel and join us, mark your calendar. We'd love to see you there. Now, for something a little different. So this one is the Executive Invitational Series at Sea, running January 30th through February 7th, aboard a Virgin cruise line out of Miami. It's unlike anything else that we offer. This is a leadership experience designed specifically for owners and executive leaders who need four things: strategic conversations, peer networking, leadership growth, and yes, genuine relaxation and reflection. So think about it. As an executive, when's the last time you had uninterrupted space to actually think? Not react to an email, not put out a fire, just think. The series gives you exactly that. You're surrounded by other executive level leaders who understand the weight of what you are carrying, have real conversations that are strategic, and settle in a setting that's built for reflection, not rushing. It's a leadership development, but it's also a reset. Sometimes the best decisions come from leaders who have finally had room to breathe. And finally, I want to introduce one of AELL's newest offerings, Lead Your Way. So here's the idea behind this one. Not every school or organization can send their whole team to an outside event. So instead, we bring AELL directly to you. It's scheduled at your location on your dates, or we can host it as an online event if that works better for your team. Lead Your Way means your organization gets customized professional development built around what your team actually needs. That training can happen in person or virtually, whichever works best for you. We also offer leadership coaching and staffing development that is tailored specifically to your organization, not a one-size-fits-all package. If you've got a team that needs growth, but a schedule that makes outside events tough, this is your answer.
Thank you, Brittany. And I see a question about learning more about Lead Your Way. You can scan the QR code on the screen to start your intake form. So it helps us learn a little bit more about your program, your needs, and any challenges so that we can best provide you with options for customized professional development training. Another way to get professional development training, we have our Wednesday webinar series. And this is designed specifically for the busy schedules of early childhood leaders. And these are live webinars that feature experts from across the country who share practical strategies and timely insights on topics like leadership, program operations, business practices, legal updates, staff development, and program quality. Our Wednesday webinars are held at 12 or 1 o'clock Central, and every live session is recorded so that you're able to watch at your convenience. And participants will earn an administrative training certificate for watching live. But if you are a member of the association, you can earn certificates on as many of our on-demand webinars as you can. We have a great extensive webinar archive library, and it is an easy, affordable way to keep learning, earn professional development hours, and stay connected to what is happening in early childhood leadership. We have a Wednesday webinar coming up tomorrow that we would love for you to join us, and it will be unpacking more about marketing. And I know that is a bit of a hefty topic for some of us, so we hope that you will join us on our Wednesday webinar series. Looking into professional membership, whether you are a new director or an experienced administrator or someone who is owning multiple programs, one thing is true: none of us should have to lead alone. Our professional membership is designed specifically for the people who lead early childhood programs, and we know the challenges that you face every day. So whether it's staffing, budgeting, compliance, family engagement, leadership, or professional development, our goal is to provide practical resources and a supportive community that helps you lead with greater confidence and success. As a member of the association, you'll have access to expert-led webinars, leadership resources, discounts on professional development opportunities like our conferences or events, and valuable member savings that can benefit both you and your program. It's more than just a membership, it's truly an investment in your growth as a leader and in the quality of the program you serve. If you are a business that serves the early childhood education community, we also offer vendor memberships and partnerships designed to help you build meaningful relationships with leaders across the country. From educational webinars or marketing opportunities to conference engagement and year-round visibility, it is truly a valuable way to connect with decision makers, all while supporting the advancement of our profession. So whether you're looking to grow as a leader or grow your business within the early childhood community, we would love to welcome you into the AELL family. Together with strengthening leadership, elevating program quality, and making a lasting impact on children, families, and the future of early learning. Next, I would love to invite the Director of Accreditation, Erin Glenn, to talk about program quality through accreditation.
Thank you, Ariam. Hello, everyone. I am very happy to be here to talk for a few minutes about accreditation. So as Ariam said, I'm Director of Accreditation for the National Accreditation Commission, and the National Accreditation Commission is the accrediting body of the Association for Early Learning Leaders. Our accreditation is a 4-year cycle of accreditation, and the first step in joining our community of quality is going to be enrolling in self-study. So you can enroll in self-study via our website. Once you enroll in self-study, we will email you all of the materials, including the accreditation manual. And in the accreditation manual, you are going to find everything you need to complete the self-study. Our standards are divided into 2 sections. We have the administrator's report, and in the administrator's report, that's going to house all of our standards and indicators related to program-wide policies and practices. And then each classroom has a classroom observation, and there you will find all of our standards and indicators that are classroom specific. During the self-study, you will also do surveys. So we have a survey that you will give out to your families and to your employees. There's a documentation box that you'll have to create as well that holds your evidence for the administrator's report. And then when you are ready, you can submit for your request for validation visit. That self-study period needs to be a minimum of 6 months, but it can be a maximum of up to 2 years. So you can take the time that your program needs to go through that process. We are available to answer your questions and help you along the way. If you have any questions about what this standard means, what do you want us to do about this thing in particular, you can always reach out to us. I'm very excited that we have a new portal system. So once you enroll in self-study, you will be given an invitation to link to our portal where we will have forms and information. We have a messaging system, so you can message us directly through there. That is very, very, very exciting. We are very happy to be utilizing that system. So we are moving towards having everything digitized, but we're not quite there yet. Most everything is, except for the request for validation visit. But when we launch our 2026 manual later this year in the fall, that process will also become digitized. And I would like to say no more paper, but that's not necessarily true. You won't have to submit any paper to us, but there will be bits and pieces that you will have to keep on site for the validation visit. So that brings us to the next step, is the validation visit. So all of our programs going through our accreditation will have an on-site validation visit that will be minimally 1 day, possibly 3, depending on the size of your center. The validator will visit 60% of your classrooms, always the youngest and the oldest. At the end of that time with the validator, you're going to have an exit interview. So you'll sit down with the validator, and the validator will go through the visit with you. And any indicator that the validator is not able to verify, as a director, you will have an opportunity to respond to that. And then all of that goes out to the commission. And then the decision is made regarding the issuance of your accreditation. The accreditation can be a straight award. Congratulations, you've been awarded accreditation. Here's what we need to hear from you in your first annual report. There's also an award with a plan of action, and the plan of action is usually about 60 to 90 days post your decision. And those are items that we can't really wait a whole entire year to find out information about. So we're going to ask you to provide that information sooner than that year. Then there's a deferred status, and a deferred status is, we're not ready to issue accreditation yet. Please send us this additional information via a plan of action, or maybe we'll hop on a virtual visit with me and gather that information as part of that process. And then there is a denied, and a denied decision means go back into self-study. We'll give you a little extra support. Let's work back through this together. So that is the outcome, right, of your validation visit. In all the various forms. Once you're awarded accreditation, like I said, the cycle is for 4 years. So on your first anniversary, you'll have an annual report, your second anniversary, an annual report. On your second anniversary, you're automatically going to be re-enrolled in the self-study process. And from year 2 to 3, re-engage in that self-study. And then on your third anniversary, you'll request a validation visit again. And then you will have a visit and your new decision rendered before that expiration on your 4th anniversary. So that is our process in a nutshell. We are always more than happy to talk about it. So you can always contact us. And if I recognize a lot of names here. So if you are already in the system and you are in the portal, message us. If you are new to us and you haven't yet joined our community of quality, you can email, and I see the contact information is on the screen. And we're always happy to dive in and answer all of your questions about accreditation and what that means for your program, what that means for your staff, what that means for your children, what that means in your state. All right. That's all I have. I think now I pass it back to Ariam. Lori.
And Lori, if you would like to talk about our
I
Words
would.
Matter campaign.
Oh, I would love to. This is one of my favorite things in the whole world to talk about. So, a couple of years ago, we launched a national initiative to change the story about what we do, why we do it, who we do it for, and why it matters. There are so many dependencies on funding and on legislature that require that the people that are making decisions at 100,000, 200,000 feet really understand what it is we do here, that we are not just anything, we are everything in the lives of these young children, and that we are the foundation builders. We are part of the education community. We are not in addition to the education community. We do not take care of days. Days will take care of themselves. And we do not sit on babies because it is frowned upon and in some states illegal. So we really wanted to change the narrative, change the direction that people thought of us. And I'll tell you that we had to start with ourselves. We had to really take a hard look at the words that we're using when we describe what we do. What are the things we're saying? What are the stories we're telling? And so we developed as a board and as a staff a plethora of resources that would tell not only a new story, but the right story about early education, its value, its purpose, and the need for our world to have this community supported in all the right ways and all the meaningful ways. We know right now that we're walking through some tough times, and we need to use our voices. You know, we walk around hallways all day long telling young children, use your words, use your words. Guys, we have to use our words. We have to extend our voices, whether it's in a small community in your little town or if it's in the world at large. We need to, I'm telling you, there are Uber drivers all over this world right now that know that we are not daycare. We are proud early educators, because anytime someone asks me about what I'm doing, I'm so happy and thrilled to tell the story. So we've developed resources that can help you tell the people in your circles a new story. If you scan the QR code that you see on the screen, it's going to take you to downloadable resources that you can share with parents, that you can share with the vendors you do business with the politicians and legislators in your community, with anybody and everybody who will lend you an ear. You have a story to tell, and it's a powerful one, and we wanted to make sure that you have things on hand to be able to share that story well and share it often. We want to change the perspectives, change the complete understanding of our field. And we talked a lot during COVID about how essential we were. Well, we were essential before that, and we are essential still. And they need to not only understand it, but they need to get behind us and cheerlead. And the only way they're going to do that is if they understand. I will tell you that as many times and as many ways as I tell the story about what we do, I probably have had two people that gave me any pushback. Most of them were like ahas. It's like, yes, of course, I get it. And the ones that pushed back weren't because they didn't believe that what we say is true. It's because they were stuck in algorithms and web crawlers and things that demanded that they use the D word in order to make all the back end marketing things work that I don't even understand. However, it doesn't change the fact that we need to tell the right story in our small conversations and in our big ones. This is one of the biggest advocacy platforms that we are involved in right now, because if the world understands that we are the foundation, that we are the beginnings of education, it will change everything. So my encouragement to you is, first and foremost, believe this about yourselves, believe it about your teams. We have some fantastic merchandise that is affordable and accessible that you can share with your teams to encourage them, to empower them, and to equip them to tell a new story internally and externally. And we want to bring you alongside us as part of our Words Matter team, our Words Matter voice. So scan the QR code, grab that information and share it. Visit the Words Matter portion of our website. Check out all the really cool merch that we have that can tell the story of who you are, how awesome you are, and how essential you will be until children just are all grown up. And I don't think that's ever going to happen. So we will always be essential. And I applaud you with my one working hand right now for all the work that you do, all the things that you pour in, and how proud you make us as early educators. So Jessica just put a link in the chat so that you can access all of the cool and wonderful information. And if you have questions, we are a phone call, an email, or a carrier pigeon away. And if you decide that you cannot live another day without Words Matter merchandise, what a great day to feel that way, because you get a 15% discount if you use the code Unpacked15 on merchandise that you order. And Jessica Bell will pack it all up in a beautiful little package with a little love note and send it your way. So order today, take advantage of the savings, but more importantly, help us tell a new story. And you thought you were done with me, but there's more. So I started off my part of the conversation talking about the impact that the association has had on my life. 26 years in to my relationship with this association, and I am absolutely confident that I would not be where I am in my career, my journey, my influence, and my walk without the impact of the people of this association and its investment in my world, in my leadership, and in my life. My very dearest friends in all of the world were not found in my neighborhood where I live. They were found in the neighborhood of early education in the AELL community. And I want to encourage you to continue to engage in not just being involved in the events, and those things are important, but we are a national nonprofit. Everything that we gets invested straight back into the work we do for you and for leaders like you, for programs like Erin was describing, for accreditation and improving quality in schools. And we want to invite you to be a part of the Circle of Impact. This is a group of people who, in small ways and big, continue to contribute to the effort of the Association for Early Learning Leaders to make a difference in schools, to make a difference in communities, to make a difference in the lives of children. You can make a one-time donation. You can join as an ongoing partner where you make a monthly, quarterly, or annual contribution. And can I say this to you with my whole heart, that this is a place where every nickel counts. Every investment matters, and it makes a difference in someone's life. So if you are in a position, or you know someone, if you can help us just get the word out that there is an opportunity to invest resources in a powerful, powerful way, I encourage you to contribute where you can, participate where you can, and share everywhere that you can, so that for the next 40 years, for the next 50 years, the Association for Early Learning Leaders can continue to support leaders, continue to build quality, difference-making programs, and support children's learning and growth through early education. So I encourage you, check it out. There's a QR code where you can learn more about Impact and how you can be a part of it. And if you have questions, phone call, email, or carrier pigeon away, we will answer. So thank you in advance for your investment.
Thank you, Lori. Now I would love to invite any members of the association or any of our ambassadors to share a little bit more about their experiences with the association or any events or resources that we have. So I know that we are on a Zoom meeting, so some of you guys have your cameras on, and so you're welcome to unmute yourself, but I would love to know either what brought you to the association, how you found us, or any opportunities that you've experienced with the association that have been the biggest impacts on your career, or if you have any advice for those that are considering participating or being more involved in the association. So let's see who would like to share.
I can unmute and talk if y'all are ready for me.
Yeah, thank you, Shannon. It's good to see you.
You too. Hello, everybody. I'm an ambassador with AELL. I have been, I think, a couple years now. And honestly, it fills my cup and makes it overflow with joy, and giving back when I'm there at the conferences is amazing. It reminds you of why we're doing this and who we're doing it for. Being even the leads that are, even smaller or, local to you, those are great just to keep that spark going of what we're doing and why we're doing it. When you're at the conferences, it gives you this connection that you don't have otherwise when you're able to be around the significant amount of educators that are there, and it gives you tools and information and just everything that you can need and want to further your businesses or your child care centers or schools. AELL does an amazing job at making sure they have overly amount of speakers for us to be able to learn from and get a wide range of information that we might need, anywhere from AI tools to handbook and what to do with the handbooks and how to have them done. And they have all the vendors there for educational tools and equipment, anything we could think of, they are there. So it's just a great network. I love it. It gives me, so much joy to be part of it. And I'm so happy that I found you guys so many years ago, just as an attendee. And now a part of it. It makes me happy.
Thank you for sharing, Shannon. We're so glad to have you as part of our ALL family, and hopefully many more years to come in our
Yes,
family
absolutely.
relationship.
Yes.
Is there anybody else that
I'm
would like to share? Oh,
I'm willing
Danielle.
to share. I found AELL well over a decade ago. I think I've been an ambassador for well over a decade at this point. Um, Originally looked at it as from the perspective. I presented at a conference, and the more I was at the conference, the more I found my people. And I've been to different national conferences and even state conferences, and just it never clicked. And I've never had a problem clicking at AELL. Our program became accredited through AELL, became an ambassador, and just really found community and got through COVID because of AELL. And now looking forward to Words Matter because California is going through some fun times in terms of early education, and looking towards the Words Matter group and advocacy to hopefully make a voice and be heard from the private sector, because it's all about public funding, but not about the private sector. So, but I think I've done everything except for a lead, which I sent my assistant director to, and they just won't send me to tropical places as an owner. So I can't get that on my budget.
Thank you, Danielle. As I would love to invite someone else to share as well about their experience or journey with the association. But in the meantime, I have one question about accreditation. But if you guys have any questions about any of the resources or professional development opportunities, membership that we mentioned, please put them in the chat so we can get them answered before we wrap up. But we have time for one more member to share their experiences.
Ariam, I'll share.
Hi, Christy. Sorry, I was like, I'm trying to go through all the pages of people.
That's okay. That's okay. So I attended my first AELL conference a number of years ago. I don't remember the exact date, but attended several conferences just sporadically as they would come closer to our area. But a couple of years ago, we were in New Jersey, I believe it was, and I just fell in love with the association. So many great connections. That's what it's all about to me. The connections you make are just priceless. Um, Today, if I have issues or if I have problems as a director of a center or owner of a center, I know there are a number of people just an email or a phone call away they've probably faced those very same issues and they've already worked it out. So no sense in reinventing that wheel. So the connections are just priceless, like I said. And I encourage, if you've never been to a conference, try it out. You'll fall in love just like I did. It's wonderful. Everything from pre-conference. As a matter of fact, I think the first conference I ever went to, we only went to pre-conference because that was all we could afford at that point. So we just went to pre-conference and didn't want to leave, but we did, and then we came back several other times. But like I said, if you are thinking about it, don't think any longer. Just go ahead and get that early bird rate. I would love to meet you there if it's your first time. If you're coming alone, there's plenty of people that will take you in. You do not have to worry, but just come and enjoy it. And we would love to welcome you to our family.
Thank you so much, Christy.
Hey, I wonder if I could get on the end of that too with Christy.
Mhm.
I've got a little bit of feedback here in my office, so I can't fix my computer. Um, my first conference was in the late 90s in New Orleans, and it absolutely was the beginning of everything. It was afterwards, I think that's when I got to know Christy Littlejohn a little bit better. But my thing with being a early childhood director is that I've been doing this long enough that people look to me for what to do. And this organization is the type of thing that we need to lean on when other people are relying on us to know the right answers. And so the directors and the other people that I've met in leadership through AELL and before that NACCP has just been invaluable to me. I wouldn't have ever met Lori Buxton, but thank y'all for what you do, and it really makes a deal. It makes a big deal to all of us that are out here in the trenches.
Boy, that's been a hot minute ago, my friend. Yeah, just to piggyback on what everyone said, it's not just lip service. It's not just pretty words. It's real life experiences that, when you're hungry and when you're thirsty, when you find the place that's going to nourish you, you hang on for dear life. And, we've been through hell and high water together, some of us for many, many years. And, the thing that I will say that sets us apart, there are a lot of organizations and a lot of groups that do a lot of really good things, and it's not a better than or a right or a wrong. All I'm going to say is that we've stood the test of time. This community has stuck together. We have locked arms and hearts, and we're not going anywhere. And I just love that the foundation that was laid for us is so strong. And I'm looking forward to how it's going to serve leaders for the next 40. And it just blesses my heart to be able to give back so much of what was given to me as a young leader. So thank you all for that.
Yes, thank you everyone for sharing. And as we wrap up today, I want to thank everybody for spending part of your day with us and for your commitment to early childhood education. We hope that today's conversation has given you a better understanding and insight of who we are, what we stand for, and many ways that AELL is working to support early learning leaders across the country. So whether through professional development, accreditation, advocacy, networking, or leadership opportunities, everything we do is rooted in one goal: strengthening leaders so that they can strengthen the lives of children, families, educators, and communities. I gave a little bit of time for some questions. Erin, I have a question for you from Jamie in our audience, and she would like to know, how do you work with state QRIS systems so that they can recognize your accrediting body?
So not easily. So we are currently recognized in 25 states. I don't know which state you are from, Jamie, but it does take a lot of time and effort. We have a dedicated person. Susan Southerton is our development coordinator, and she works with states. And so most states will process. It varies from state to state, but it's quite an intense process. And so we will fill out that application process and we will say, please recognize us. And most of the time they say yes. And then we qualify for their QRIS system. And like I said, right now, currently, we are recognized by 25 states and Child Care Aware. And there's a nifty little map on our website. So if you go to our website, earlylearningleaders.org, and you look at accreditation, there's a purple and green map. So it's purple. The dark purple is where we have programs, and the light purple we do not yet. And then there are green stars, and those green stars mean that we are recognized in those particular states. If you go look at that map, sometimes you'll see that there's a green star, but it's still light purple. It means that we're recognized by that state. We just don't have programs in that state yet. And then vice versa. Like in California, there is no star because we are not currently recognized with QRS system in California, but we do have a number of programs in California. So I hope that answered your question. And if not, let me know.
Thank you, Erin.
You're welcome.
I've shared the results from our poll that we had earlier, and it looks like our audience is most excited about our national conference, which is great. And then we have a tie between Wednesday webinars and learning more about being accredited by the National Accreditation Commission. So that's great. If something that you heard today resonated with you, we invite you to take that next step. You can become a member of the association and join our national community of leaders who are committed to learning, growing, and leading together. You can explore the National Accreditation Commission to learn more about how accreditation can support continuous quality improvement in your program. We invite you to register for an upcoming Wednesday webinar to continue your professional development. If you're looking for that customized training or professional development for your team, consider bringing Lead your way directly to your program, whether that's in person or virtually. And we also encourage you to become a part of our broader mission by joining our Words Matter campaign to help elevate the language and perception of early childhood educators. And if you're in a position to give back, we want you to consider supporting our Circle of Impact. And your generosity helps us to expand leadership opportunities, strengthen our profession, and truly invest in the future of early childhood education. No matter where you are in your leadership journey, there is a place for you here at AELL. We would love to continue that journey with you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. If you have any additional questions, we'd be happy to stay on for a few minutes longer. And we hope to see you soon at any of our upcoming events or webinars or conference, and welcome you as part of our AL community very soon. We also, I'm happy to announce we have a winner for our Books by the Bushel giveaway, and I would love to congratulate Cynthia Cordova as today's winner. And so, Cynthia, I will reach out to you via email with instructions about how to get your $50 gift card, and I can't wait to see what books you pick out for your program. Um, that is all that we have for all of you today, and thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to getting to connect with all of you very soon. You can visit earlylearningleaders.org to learn more about everything that we talked about today, and you're welcome to email us, give us a call, carrier pigeon. We take telegraphs, Facebook message, Instagram, any way that you can reach us. We are here to help you and support you. But thank you all so much, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you.